Hey, good evening, guys. This is Sam, and I'll be doing the free video for June 12th, 2020. So let's go ahead and kick it off, guys. I'm going to have a quick video for you today. I'd like to just show you a couple of stocks that I'm looking at into next week, a couple of longs, a couple of shorts, and then just show you kind of this little bit of cool symmetry, Fibonacci symmetry that I found in SPY. So let's go ahead and jump in. So look at the recent high here on SPY. We recently had a very strong pullback from the 323.5 level on SPY. It almost pulled back $23 back to 300. And the question is, where did this level come from? Well, check this out. If you guys are familiar with Fibonacci symmetry, right? It's whenever you take 3 points and connect them to make symmetrical moves that are based on Fibonacci. You can do this on SPY. If you go to the weekly chart on SPY and you connect the last 3 major turning points on SPY, you end up getting almost the exact high for the move. So if you connect the December 2018 lows to the February 2020 highs to the March 2020 lows, basically it looks like this when you're finished. It projects, gives you a 100% target right there. So check that out. If you zoom in on it, you see how the 100% is 323.5. You see how the high was 323.41. So it was 17 cents off the high. Keep this level in your back pocket. Let's just call it 323.5. If and maybe when the market gets through that level, it will likely make a new high. It is such a significant level that we will probably not only make a new high, it will probably be a significantly new high. But again, the trigger is that it has to close above, right? So with it trading $20 below that, we're not there yet. But keep the level 323.5 in your back pocket, because if we are able to break above that, we will likely make not just the 339 previous high, we will likely make a new all-time high, probably in the neighborhood of 350. So huge level there, huge pivot, real testament to the power of Fibonacci here in terms of finding these levels when you use 3 major turning points to get your Fibonacci targets. So that's really cool. So I just wanted to show you that because I think it's really awesome. Let me show you a couple of stocks that are going around in the room here that I think have setups into next week. The first one is going to be Etsy. And I'm just going to kind of show these really quickly here because they all have very similar structures. But one thing that I will look for when I have a setup on a daily chart, which is usually my anchor, is what is happening intraday. Are you seeing the same things happen on the 4-hour and the 2-hour as you are on the daily? So let's take a look. So here on Etsy, what's getting me interested in Etsy, one, it's holding trend rather perfectly, right? I define holding trend as holding the 21 on a closing basis, and every one of those candles fits the bill. So it's holding trend. That means it's not far away from support, right? Typically you want to buy it where the moving averages are, and that would qualify. Then I want a flat squeeze or a squeeze that has an upward bias. This is the flat kind, perfectly fine by me. And then I want squeezes and positive momentum structures on the intraday. So the 4-hour, 2-hour, in this case the 4-hour, 1-hour, I need positive structures, meaning that your indicators look more like smiles than frowns, right? So I'm looking more for smile structures, not frowns. See how that's a frown? That's a smile. That's a frown. That's a smile. I'm looking for smile structures. And you have that. You have that here, and this is flat. So this is flat. We don't know what way that's going to break. Typically, you just lean into the direction of the trend if you had nothing else. In this instance, we not only do we have that lean into the trend thing going on, but if we go here or if we go here, we're also getting similar signals. So it hasn't fully triggered yet. You would need to make a new high here. Maybe 81 or so would do it. But if this triggers, look at the pattern that you have here. You end up with kind of a giant wedge. And you see how it's kind of wedging itself there towards the point? It's running out of room. And that's indicated by the squeeze as well. So if Etsy is able to break out of this wedge here, I'm looking for it to retest the highs. At the worst, if it breaks out of the wedge, I'm looking for it to retest 85. So there's enough here to make a new all-time high. or a new relative high on Etsy. It just needs to start triggering here, and I think a close above 81 will do it. So I like the chart here, and I think it can go higher. Another one that's been going around the room is Piton. So very similar chart. Won't spend too much time on it because it's a very similar chart. Here we actually have a defined level at 49. So we have a defined level at 49, and we have a pretty strong setup here. So on Piton, 49 is your extension target. You can't see it anymore, but it is your 618 extension target. Again, another testament to Fibonacci. And look how many times it's tested 49. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it can't get through. It's your profit target from the initial move. So you have a flat top there at 49, and you have higher lows all the way up. You see how each low is higher than the previous one? That's quite bullish. They're marching on 49, right? They started here, they marched to there, and now they're marched here. And the bears are defending 49. Something tells me that with the high short interest here in Piton, there's going to be all the stops are above 50. Right, so I think you're going to get a huge momentum burst if you get through 50. Of course, you got to get through 49 first, which is why the bears are defending it. But there's enough here. You're starting to slingshot here. Right, you're starting to see the smiles. You're starting to turn there. This one may need a day or two to consolidate a little bit more, and then the daily looks good to go already. Right, you've been holding trend the whole time. Your squeeze looks proper. You've got a little bit of an uptick there, and no issues on your momentum. So if Piton breaks out here, I'd be looking for about 55 to about 60 on Piton on a break above this level. Right, you basically have a giant range there. There's a couple of different ways you could look at it. I think this one's appropriate as well. Let's see, 41, 40. Yeah, I'd be looking for about $56 here. Actually, excuse me, 57. $57 target on a break of 49. If it closes above 49, I think the squeeze and the amount of short interest on Piton can take it up to $57. All right, guys, I'll go ahead and leave it there. I have more that I could share with you, but they're all very similar, so we'll just go ahead and cut it off there. Again, we just looked at SPY there, which has a really cool long-term Fibonacci symmetry that I showed you at the beginning of the video. And here on Piton, you're seeing another version of Fibonacci extension targets, kind of a testament to how cool that that strategy or that bit of analysis can be. So nice little wedge pattern there. So that should do it for the video. Out of the ones that we looked at, I do like both Etsy and Piton here, and going into next week, the level that I would say is to watch the level 300 on SPY. Everything that's bullish, it relies on the level 300 on SPY holding. If the level 300 on SPY breaks, it will likely roll over. But as long as you are able to hold 300, then I still like the market to the long side. Also, I'll be doing a class tomorrow. So it's my first class with simpler trading. I'll be not only giving out the indicators here that I use to use it for momentum and timing, but I will also be giving out my FANG index, which is maybe you've heard me talk about that in previous YouTube videos. The FANG index, make your own FANG index, make your own ETF, which is really awesome. I'll give out my daily checklist as well as my indicators. So if you're interested in the class, go to simplertrading.com/money. And you can sign up for the class. It is tomorrow, so we will have the live class tomorrow. So today is going to be the last day to sign up for the class. If you're interested in it, go to simplertrading.com/money to sign up. If you'd like to see what the class is about, go through our YouTube page and check out the state of the market that I did about 2 weeks ago, and that gives you a good snapshot as to what we're going to be covering in the class. So if you're interested, go again to simplertrading.com/money to check out the class. It's tomorrow, so today's the last day to sign up. All right, guys, thanks for checking out the free video, and we'll see you for the next one. Cheers.